everyone. So happy to be here with you this great afternoon in Inglewood, California. Shout out for Inglewood, California. I'm just saying, how many other LA babies like myself are in the room? Come on, LA baby. You know, I'm also a product of Inglewood/Hawthorne, so we love it. We are here. We are in this business. My name is Kiana Conley Akinro. I am the Senior Executive Director for the LA chapter, and you guys give me every time. I never expect a claps. I promise you I don't. But I appreciate them. Thank you. And so I am here with our amazing Los Angeles chapter membership, with our elected leaders. If you are on the board of the LA chapter, can you raise your hand so we can see you? Shout out to Alana. Yes. Jet Galindo, who just got elected on the board. Yes. If you are to our former LA chapter board member, Rance Dopson, hello. Hey. If you are on the producers and engineers wing committee, can you raise your hand as well? Yes, P&E wing committee members. We love that. We love that. So yes, we're here today to do our keynote as a part of our Producers and Engineers Wing Summit. This program was the brainchild and baby of our two Producer and Engineer Wing co-chairs. So I want to give a special acknowledgement to Alana Da Fonseca. Yes. She's not raising her hand. She's the one clapping with the jeans. There she is, okay. And then Jet Galindo. These two ladies have a passion for all things P&E and really understanding how the community needed to connect. And so we've done some great programming this year, and we're culminating with today's summit. So we're really happy to do that. In addition, we were taping both yesterday and today the Conversations, Grammys, Bridges, the Gaps taping, and the first two were all around producers, engineers. So before we go any further with the rest of our keynote, I just want to say thank you so much to James and to Rance and everyone at Volume Studios, to Paul. Am I saying the right names? Yes. Okay. I'm like, who else am I supposed to shout out? To Rael and to Ashley. Yes. For all the hard work. We've been working for the last couple of months. I just walked in here and was like, Pops and Rance, we need to use your studio. He's like, whatever, like, sure, whatever you need, just let us know. And so I thank you guys for always supporting the work that the LA chapter asks of you. And Grammy, right? Grammy family, and we appreciate you guys so much. We're gonna be doing tours of the facility, so if you haven't had an opportunity to see Volume Studios, you will. We're also gonna have tours of 1500 Sound Academy, right? So we want you to see the space where these bright young minds are coming from, which was the initial heart and passion of Rance and James and others, just in having this space. And so you guys saw it in the video, but we're happy for you guys to touch it and feel it and, you know, be a part of it here. So let's get started with our conversation. All right. I'm gonna introduce them, and then they will come and take the seat that makes. Okay, good. Let's go to the next intro. Yeah. So, the man, the myth, the legend. We have Rance Dopson, who is gonna be joining us first. And then we have James Fauntleroy, who's gonna join as well. Yes, we love it. You guys, we watched the video, so we got a lot of their history there, but I wanna hear from them directly.
Should I be in the middle? You don't wanna be in the middle?
Oh, no, because I need to look at my cheat sheet. You know what I'm saying? And I don't wanna have to keep turning my head. We planned it that way.
All right.
All right, got it. Okay, so I want you guys to tell everyone first, how was 1500 how was 1500 or Nothin formed?
Just a bunch of church guys from the hood that
A gang church.
yeah, it's a gang church. That was really good at music, and one of the cool things about us, everybody played more than one instrument, you know, and when we came together, it was like Fire Rangers, but separately, everybody is just amazing in their own right, you know.
And how do you guys continue to work together today?
Just, at this point, Huh? Oh yeah. Our band, we just did the Roots Picnic with Gunner, and we're the band for Beyonce. We did the Renaissance tour. Jay-Z's band. We literally. I don't know, man. You know I don't like to name drop. Y'all just do your fucking research, okay?
No.
I'm just playing.
Drop the name.
But yeah, we
Gang Church.
I mean, literally, we've been. When I first graduated from high school, I started touring with Snoop Dogg, so that opened so many doors for us. And every time I got a gig, I'll bring my band. Every time James get a placement, he'll bring us to the studio. So we always just shared the work, and slowly but surely, kind of tried to take over globally.
Success.
Okay, well, we heard about, obviously, Church Gang, Gang Church, Gang Church. How was bonding over spiritual music, something that kind of you guys connected on in that way? And obviously this West Coast sound, like, how was that inspired? What is the signature sound of 1500 as a group?
Well, like you said, we all met in church, in a church environment, and he usually would answer this question, but I know the answer, and I'm already talking, so I'm going to just tell you guys. Basically, like, when you are, especially all these guys being young musicians in church, like, you learn how to carry a service. And, like, in the process of carrying a service, and I was in the musician box, I wasn't doing shit, but I was there, at least. But, like, in the process of, like, learning how to carry a service, you learn a lot of the dynamics that you need for live performances, but also what you need to know to make a memorable classic song. So it's just really, like, an excellent place to train and how to learn how to influence behavior and emotions with music and performance dynamics. Church Gang.
That was perfect.
Right?
That was good.
So many times I heard that shit.
So, and you kind of sharing a little bit about your creative process and a little bit about your inspiration, but how has that evolved as obviously you went outside of Church Gang, Gang Church, and you are now connecting, right? You're now connecting with other talent globally, worldwide. How is working with some of the world's largest influencers, but also, still connecting to the next generation in the way that you do here at your facility? How is that changing or evolving your creative process?
Sure. What? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I heard it. I'd say it doesn't change. You know what I mean? Like, if anything, the evolution has come from just doing it so many times more than having to change the core principle of, like, inspiring behavior and, like, being of service. Because in church, it's a literal service. And then, like, we learned over time that the value of what we're bringing into the industry and into the world in general is all related to, it's relative to the amount of service you're able to, like, execute and how you're able to help people. So, like, when you're in a church environment, you have the congregation or the people in front of you, or even if you're making that kind of music that you're trying to, like, get them through something. But then when you go to work with Rihanna or Bruno or Beyonce or these people that have these millions and millions of people-sized platforms, then, in our opinion, and if you're doing it right, then you have the same expectations and the same parameters of, like, I have to make sure that I use my time in a way that is of the greatest level of service, whatever that means, you know what I mean? Mm. So it hasn't changed, basically.
Well, but how is it different from this live capacity? A lot of your start is you guys you're talking about your work with the church and live versus in the studio.
No,
how are you
I'm
creating
telling
that?
them, like, all the time, which you can, I'll stop doing the whole damn thing, but like, I learned it over time, but now it's really like a core and important principle of making a hit song. You have to think about the show, period. Because really your album, if you're an artist, is a commercial for your show. Like, aside from the art part and the messaging and all of the important things you got to consider, like, just from the technical and the financial standpoint, your album is a commercial for your show. And so, like, when you got a song that got 700 words, you got to think about, can you breathe? Like, how well are you going to be able to breathe when you go up on the stage? And so that's something that you learn from practice, because I've had to go on the stage before and almost die trying to say a song I wrote. You know what I mean? So, like, that's how those things are connected for me.
Larrance?
He killed us every time. Come on, like, you gotta give me the next question.
Okay.
But we church is the root. Like, us being in church and learning, understanding space and how to, the less words mean the most. And how to get into the hearts and the minds of people through just singing melodies or a certain run or certain things of just secrets that that makes people, just wakes them up. And we use that same stuff now, and it's just no difference at all. But they just don't know. We know it from church.
Well, how does that translate? Now I kind of want to shift the conversation a little bit to how you guys are using that mentality, that sort of concept, the secret sauce, so to speak, to your creative process, and implementing that in the communities that you're now reaching, which is the community you came from, right? The work that you're doing with the students. How, as a mentor, how are you bringing those principles across in the way that you are managing or conceptualizing what is 1500 Sound Academy? Like, how do you teach them those principles?
Simple. Sometimes people put contracts and put a bunch of words and just try to confuse you, but that's what we're not trying to do. We're trying to explain it in the most simplest way, and the way we've learned is through living it. You know what I mean? Through experience. So we're just telling our truth, and we have proof of it. So, and it's literally just understanding what your purpose is, and knowing who you are and not lying to yourself. That's one of his things all the time. Is just don't lie to yourself. Tell the truth.
Don't lie to yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's you. Like, don't do it.
But as humans, we lie to ourselves all the time. Mm-hmm. And in music, if you do that, you just probably write bad songs, or at least tell someone else's truth. Just don't lie, because we can tell the cap.
So speaking to that, why was it so important for you to launch 1500 Sound Academy?
Because before I got into the music business, I saw the Temptations movie. I saw Show Me Your Best Combination. I saw the Michael Jackson movie. I saw Ike and Tina Turner. I knew Ike Turner. I know, like, why did you guys react like that? But still. And so, like, before I even got into the music business, we all find out that it's fucked up and that it really sucks really bad. And so, and we're coming from church gang church, the mean streets of the Lord. We went through a lot of things that were good experiences for us to have before we got into the music business. But even though I knew it was bad, I was still shocked. Like, like, if I tell you I'm gonna hurt you and then I hurt you, it's still gonna be like, damn, that hurts. So when we got into the actual music business, we found out that it was as advertised. It was just as bad as we'd heard, which is even more shocking experience when you actually experience it. So basically, like, the point of how we even started talking about all this, because it started off with like a seminar series we were doing where I was just explaining, like, creativity and how your brain works and all these things. That was like kind of general thing with the band, and then we would write the song live, and like that's how it started off. But the goal was always to shorten the path through some of the things that we had to learn the hard way, not because it's going to be easy, because that's not really what's going to happen, but just so that we can see how much further our students can go without having to learn, all these really hard, 5, 6, 7, 10-year long consequence decisions that we made. Mm-hmm. That now, like, what will happen if we, can shorten that part a little bit for people. So that was the inspiration. And hopefully we're doing a good job. I see some students out here.
Hey. Gang.
You know what I'm saying?
And I love how you guys have both your inherited family through all of the creatives and professionals that you guys work with constantly. Every time I come here, I'm literally seeing someone in the same way that you guys talk about it in your videos, right? Like I think the first time I came here, I think it was 2 Chainz. I was like, hey, what's up? And I was like, well, we're over here doing advocacy. You want to come and talk to like the representative about why they should make sure songwriters get paid? We'd love that. But I love how both of your family, your natural family, like sing Pops every single time I come here, right? It's like a highlight, you know? So just talk about that integration, like how important it was for you to not only bring in the people that you know and work with, but also the people that were part of your foundation.
I mean, 1500 literally started from my mom and pop's house and apartment building. So James was there every day, just hanging out, figuring it out. But the whole thing was, we created like a family community. You know, a lot of my friends didn't have, you know, moms and dads and stuff like that. So my mom cooked every day, so it was just a place where you could eat and get some good music in, you know, and we wanted to keep that same energy, you know. So after I moved out the apartment and I got the studio at the LeBron, that was just another studio that we wanted to get. That was a small space, and that grew from us having 1 room to 13 rooms in that space, to where we had, James had embroidery machines, Chanel machines, direct garment machines in 1 room. We had live, you know, we did Soul Train rehearsals there. Studios, radio stations. We basically built our own this in a smaller version. So we just seen the vision, and every time we had someone in the office, we'll do something to make them want to leave, and and then they leave, and then we'll just keep booking the rooms till we had them all. But that's literally the place where Nipsey stayed. YG had a room there. Terrence Martin had a room there. So we were like slowly but surely creating culture, you know, not even knowing it.
I love it because you talk about having the vision early, you know, and I remember, so when I first started as the executive director here for LA chapter, I came by, you were like, oh, you got to come and see what we're doing, because you had just got elected on the board. And I was like, sure. And I literally remember being at 1500, but you guys walking me into this space, and I don't even think there were like plans on the wall yet. Like, I think it was literally, you painted for me the vision of what not only this soundstage, but the entire volume studios was going to be, down to the podcasters, like literally. So it's like, oh, it's an emotional moment for me. So walking back in, seriously, like, I came here for Lettucey. Shout out to Lettucey, LA chapter trustee, who hosted her album release party at this event. I walked in here 6 months ago for that, and I was like, it is literally as Rance described it. Talk about the importance of not only having vision and being creative, but actualizing, right? And the steps that it takes, and sort of what things you've built around you to ensure that, because you guys are obviously creative, but that all of your ideas that really need to come to fruition, like that they do happen.
I'll tell one quick story before you say anything. Yeah. There was a time where we was at our LeBron studio, and we were talking about this, and James had me, him, and our partner Chesco put down on our phones all these different things. It was like education, film, TV, and every day we'll take our medicine and talk about this for like 2 hours, at least a day. And every day, if we didn't have nothing to do, that was the start. That it just creating that repetition of just thinking and having think tanks, and you just never know what comes from it. And that just came from us talking to this. So, just doing something consistent with the 1 or 2 people, that, hold yourselves accountable.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made them change their phone wallpapers to this list of items. I totally forgot about that. And one reason I did that was to organize our thoughts, but it was also like manifesting at that time. I was really like into just, I was studying the living shit out of philosophy at that time. But yeah, I think that, like having vision and dealing with human beings is a difficult process in general. And so like even this place is like probably 70% of what we were talking about and how I was imagining it. And so like it'll always be, and honestly, like the more I think about it, the more I'm like, the people I know that make it to 100% of everything they ever thought could think of, they're so miserable and nuts and doing weird shit. And so, like, I'm hoping that I never, like, run out of something to aspire to and, like, new ideas. And I want to continue to push my imagination for the rest of my life. But I think it's just really important to find people that believe in what you believe in, and to be patient, and to just not to give up, because like, you know, this everything. It's all these people that we spend time around, and I'm like looking at their lives, and it looks so great. And a lot of those people, the more I got to know them, the more I realized their shit was just as fucked up as our shit is. So it's like, you know, it's not about, I guess I can end this statement with saying, like, when I was younger, I thought that life was going to get easier the more successful I became. And that's regarding anything, like executing your vision, having success or whatever. And I realized that it only can get better. Like, it can never get easier. So don't expect that, guys. Let me just tell you now. And so I think that, you know, we got people. I see a bunch of people around here, like Rahel over there.
Rahel.
And it's so many people. What's up, baby? I see. There's so many people in here that that this wouldn't be possible without. Mm-hmm. And so that's the other really vital and important lesson, is it's easy even when you're trying to like execute a vision or an idea and everybody's like, you can't do that, because people have been telling me that shit forever, that I can't do anything. And I'm like, I actually can do everything. So that's what's so crazy about that statement. But am I lying? Like, all the time, everybody's always, you can't do that. And I'm like, damn.
I did it.
So it's really important to just like to realize that you can't do anything by yourself, even when everybody doesn't believe in your shit or whatever. You're still not gonna make a step towards real progress and real impact and success until you are so serious and dedicated and motivated and putting so much energy into what you want to do that it pulls other people in because it aligns with what they want to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's all I have for you guys on that.
So that's great. I think thinking about a space like Volume Studios, you know, I'm curious how this second part of the vision from this compound, right, has obviously, we're here, we're sitting in it, it's been actualized. So how has this expansion provided increased access and opportunity for your students, for the community of Inglewood, and then for Black music?
It's like real-time access. Like, for instance, you said 2 Chainz last week. 2 Chainz came by the school, and he was like, damn, I need some vocals. And I was like, I got a 1,500 chorale ready. So they came and literally, So, you know, they did 6 songs on his album. So what we're trying to do is, it's such a disconnect between tech, fashion, film, music, sports, culture. This is the bridge, you know what I mean? The real bridge to where it's not capped, because we're really doing it in real life. And it's just, you know, you get what you give. So this is literally a place where we got a school, an incubator, and then right next door, when you're serious and your mind is right and your spirit's aligning with this side of the building, the opportunities happen and then your life changes.
And there's so many people that work here now that are still, almost everybody that's working here is like, and people that work on his team, people that work on my team, people that work on the overall team. It's so many people that we have pulled out of the student body. And that was part of the intent in general, because like everything over here that you guys are going to see later is representative of something we want the students to be exposed to. So, you know, like the content part, you're in the sound stage, you'll see the theater, you'll see the studios. But we've actually, and we're never going to stop, because also like the community that's being built here is turned out to be made of mostly, some people are nuts, okay? But like 98% of you guys, I see the students over there, have just been so awesome. Like the community part and the relationships they have, and just the energy of like having a huge community of dreamers has turned out to be a great resource for us, not only because we want to give them opportunities to come over here and get extra exposure, but they're actually like really helpful and impactful to what we want to do. So it's just like proof of the value of service. Is like, was that the wrap it up music?
No.
No, I'm just kidding. I know it was that guy. So yeah, you guys got it.
Yeah, maybe it was. No, just kidding. But the LA chapter, so thank you for sharing on that. I think what's really important is the community building aspect of what 1500 Sound Academy is. It's perfectly aligned with a lot of what we do at the Recording Academy through our members, but also on behalf of the music community in general. And one of the things that, for those that are in the audience that may not know this, that we do almost every year with 1500 Sound Academy is our district advocate, which is literally our music creator advocacy work. As I mentioned earlier, we've had a number of congressional leaders or some of their staffers that have taken meetings with us literally in the Sound Academy space for our larger groups. And that door has always been open to us, and we've always had that partnership. Why is it important for you guys to prioritize advocacy and being connected to, not only the music community, but, people in policy, people in technology and other industries? How is that important for the work that you're doing here?
I mean, this school isn't just teaching music. We're teaching just higher learning, tech, and everything in the future. So you got to know all the rules to break them, to change them. And I feel like even with the politics and policies, that when you get to the point to where you can change rules, that's where we want to get to. You know what I mean? We all need a voice, and our voice needs to be heard. So we're just working our butt off to just get to that point to, be the advocate for the culture.
Mm-hmm. And speaking to that point, I think another time I saw you recently, a couple years ago, was when the city of LA honored you guys with 1500 or Nothin Day. Remind me of the actual date. What's the date?
January 15th.
Come on, January 15th.
That's right, baby. We forgot about Martin Luther King Day.
I mean, I forgot it was on.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's Black Music Month.
That's right, baby.
Right. So we are having this celebratory
Martin
moment for
Luther
us.
Vandross.
Can you share how that came to be? Like, how do we now all of a sudden have a 1500 Nothin Day?
Honestly, man, like, it came from just doing this work. Like, the value of service. I mean, everything that generates money on the planet is a service. You know what I mean? But the value of service really can bring things that are just so beyond your wildest imagination into your life. And so, before we opened this place for so long, both of us separately and together have been doing so much community work because we come from the community. But that's really what came from it. Like, was somebody heard about this and, they thought we deserved it, and so do we, baby. Let's go.
Is it important for you guys to be recognized in this way?
As much recognition and visibility as we can possibly get is super important because, like, based on those movies I just told you guys about earlier, a lot of people, there's a stigma that you have to be an asshole or a piece of shit or, predatory in business to be successful. And that has gotten an unbelievable amount of marketing in the world. And so, like, we need every piece of recognition we can get because we're trying to one, show through, prove the concept through our lives that you can have success and impact and influence without being like the worst person you can imagine. And that's why it's so important. And when we're constantly talking about that, we talk to our students about it, right, students? Yes. Right. And every time we have 1500 Day, where it's a chance for all of our friends in the business to come, like, show their support and love, it's all to promote this energy of just doing good in life and the fact that it can actually not only be lucrative, but if you want to do this job, like this guy Mishka. You guys know Mishka over there?
Come on,
Mishka,
legend.
the great.
Legends in the room.
You guys know Mishka? Mishka's one of the most awesome people ever.
Man.
Yes.
And And he was one of the first people I met in the business that was not a piece of shit. And I've been doing this job for like 20 years, bro. And so the amount, that's like 1,000 years in music business years. And so you're right, it's crazier than dog years. It's crazy. And so, you know, like even the fact that he's here now and still working and still active, you know, like it's beyond your own choice. Of course, you need to choose that, but it's something that is a secret thing that's not heavily publicized, that is the result of being the best person you can be. You know what I mean? Because like music could go anywhere on the planet, and there's so many, like any rooms that he's ever been in, because everybody loves this guy, including me and this guy. And so it's just like, you know, that's kind of one of the major purposes of this whole thing, is to uplift people like that, and to like let the new people that are coming in understand that it's not just, we're not just saying this because we want you to be nice. Like if you want to have a real long career, long fulfilling career, I've seen maybe 20-30% of the pieces of shit, you know what I'm talking about, make it from there to here. But largely, almost every person I've ever interacted with or met from every level of the business who fell into that kind of cliche stereotype of how to operate is gone now. They might even still have money, but they're just out. You know what I mean? Because when people don't have to deal with you, they won't. You know what I mean? So that's why it's important.
I love how you're kind of speaking to something that's beyond just, you know, obviously the creativity, but is really kind of connected to the core of who you are. And this harkens a little bit to like my next question, which is focused on health. You know, that's been one of the things that we wanted to really talk about more in a lot of these panels, is not only process, not only vision, not only like creative inspiration, but also like how are you maintaining, right? You guys mentioned obviously church gang, that was a lot of the start. You mentioned spirituality, and we saw in the video that you have both spiritual practitioners coming in and speaking to your students as well. What are some of the things that both of you do to maintain your personal health, mentally, holistically?
We're both fucked up. Like, I'm sick.
I was hoping you skipped that question.
I just had an IV hooked up to my arm, literally.
IV hookup. That's an answer. We'll take it.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I just did an IV drip.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I forgot the lady's name, but, you know, we can get her some business. If y'all want to ask Rahel, we can get that IV drip.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember one time, a long time ago, I learned, he was telling me about, like, pranayama and breath work. So I really started getting into that. And one of my secrets is just to feel better if something's annoying me, or, you know, anything that's vibrating low, I'll take a deep breath and then just take it all in. When I blow it out, I just watch it disappear. So
look, she doing it right now.
Yeah,
They stressing you out,
It
Ashley?
really works. So if y'all see me breathing like I got an asthma attack, you're getting on my nerves.
Oh no! I thought you were gonna say I am having an asthma attack. Yeah, meditation is really important, but like on the surface reason of why breathing and meditation and all these things are important is because, like, in life, but especially in something like entertainment, you want to do anything and everything you can to give yourself a moment to decide how you want to act and how you want to react. Because, you know, like, just reactions, that's just in life, honestly, period. Like, the more space you can give yourself to choose, like, is this actually how I want to respond to this? Or is this thing, by the way, I'm fucking this shit up every day still. I'm like 10 years in practicing, still saying crazy shit all the time, like not doing what I'm talking about right now to you guys. But I'm aware of it, you feel me? Let's practice together. Step one. So that's why it's important to like just, that's mindfulness when you hear that term, like just being aware. And then the breathing thing he's talking about, it's literally like, you know, like you can also do this like if you have trouble walking up the stairs or if you're on the treadmill or whatever. But if you take a deep breath and hold your breath, it slows your heart rate down because it's killing you. But I mean, like, you know, if you take a deep breath and hold it, it'll slow your heart rate down, which is really helpful when you're in a high pressure situation. And so, you know, like deep breath in your nose and out of your mouth, like especially holding it, it'll slow your heart rate down, get some oxygen in your brain. And that's just really going to be helpful if you want to do this shit.
Everybody in the room is breathing differently. I don't know if you noticed that, James,
real good, man.
It.
So, I took so many meditation classes and meditation books, and we had the meditation nigga y'all saw, and we do all these meditation things we got going on around here because it's just that important. Like, literally, I've seen people with smash hits, like such successful careers and upward trajectories, lose their entire opportunity because they reacted improperly. And so that's the most important thing. And then health-wise, like Rahel's making me eat healthy shit all the time over there.
Shout out to Rahel again.
Giving me juices and salads. What else do we do for health? I go to the doctor. Or
mental health even.
Oh, yeah, I believe in the therapist. Okay, we got some other crazy people over here. That's right. Everybody needs to go to the therapist, dude. Period, point blank. Because, like, from a practical standpoint, like, the other thing that the deep breath does is it slows down the rate of activity in your brain. Like, when we first started the workshops, we were always talking about the alpha state. That's the state. It's a meditative state that basically, like I said, like the highest brain activity. It's called the gamma state, and that's like panic or like extreme anger or anything extreme. And then there's the delta state is the lowest one. After that, you're dead. And then there's the beta state, and that's where you guys are right now, unless you got lit before we started. And then you'd be in the alpha state, which is where you are when you're meditating. And that's just, like, I think I already learned that from studying philosophy and studying science, all these different things I'm into. But Quincy Jones has this insane interview, a bunch of interviews where he talks about the alpha state and, like, composing in his sleep and, like, all these different things. But, like, it's science, dude. Like, really understanding how your brain activity is working and what you're eating and all these things are all important factors for life in general, but especially in such a high-stress occupation.
Just being in the music business.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, just from being hungry, how many people have I gone off on? I don't even know, dude. Just because I didn't eat. Yeah, like, oh, my God, man. Eat food, guys.
And you, Rance, anything you want to share about your process?
I like the water. I like to just appreciate God all the time. I like working out.
I don't like it. I know you didn't work out this week. I did.
I missed leg day, obviously. Other health things. Oh, vitamins. I be on my sea moss. I'm trying to. I've been learning more about, like, fasting. I did a fast, like, for one day last week. Whew. First time never eating, guys. But
that changed your life, low-key. You remember I did that, like, a million years ago?
Yeah. It did.
Lack of carbs is a real thing.
Yeah, you just realize what you can live without and what you can do without, and that kind of grounds you, and then you start appreciating stuff, and it just gives you this extra energy to just do whatever your brain thinks.
So speaking of extra energy to do whatever your brain thinks, there's definitely fashion, technology, music, design. All of these things are happening in volume studios. When you guys do your tour, you'll see all of the amazing spaces in which opportunity to create in these mediums, but and others to come, I'm sure, are capable. So how do you guys determine what your next business venture is going to be? And how do you manage the facilitating or managing, the actualizing of the next and then sustaining the music careers and the music demands?
Well, if you guys are a bunch of professionals like you look like, you know that this job is like endless, perpetual rejection. Yeah, look. Every day, all day. We're all insane, guys. But as far as what we're going to do next, we're just taking 1,000 shots and kind of following which one works, because that's what this business is. And so, and then also sustaining, and also, sustaining his team, you know what I mean? Like, that's the people in the room. Our teams are in the room with us right now. And, you know, like, yeah, that's right. Give
I'm saying, give them their love. Shout out to the team. I'm looking at my team. Y'all know I'm shouting y'all out.
You just can't do it otherwise. But, you know, like, back to what I said earlier about people who believe in what you believe in, because, like, I'm going to take this opportunity to talk about this Mickey Mouse y'all about to go see, because I take everyone I can to talk about this. So I designed Mickey Mouse for Disney's 100th anniversary. Like, it's just that thing. Last year. You're going to see it upstairs. And they made a bunch of toys of it, and they made 4 12-foot statues at all these different Disneylands, and it was like a really great experience because I'm so into design. But literally, like, Rahel's sitting on the floor over there, like, she's the one that actually had to deal with Disney, you know what I mean? Like, and it was rough, you know? It was super rough. But, you know, like, if you want to do anything that everyone else wants to do, then it's just going to be hard, man. So, like, I think that's what I have to add. Like, how we pick what we're going to do is who picks us. That's what my mom told me. Like who likes you, baby.
That's real talk.
And so, you know what I mean? Like, that's how we determine which one we're going to do after taking 1,000 shots. And then how we're maintaining this is just the blessing and the luck of the people that have come into our lives to support our dreams and give us opportunity to support theirs, and, you know, like, just keep growing and creating this community and family until we change the world, dude.
Rance, anything?
That change the world. That's how you end it.
Change the world. That's right. Everybody else clap, not just her.
After that.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, I want to thank you both for allowing the Recording Academy Los Angeles chapter, our producers and engineers wing, and our Black Music Collective to being a part of changing the world with you today. Hey, that's how you end it.
That's right. Hey, ow.
And so, in closing, because I think we're really close to the end, I think if you guys are okay, if we have time for maybe 1 or 2 questions from the audience.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Okay,
What's up?
great. So let's see. We have our amazing summer intern, Chris
What? It's the
Espinosa.
summer.
Shout out. Also a Grammy U member, a.k.a. students of 1500 Sound Academy. If you are not a Grammy U member, make sure you talk to Chris Espinosa. You get more information about how you can do that. Chris, do you have a question, or do you want to...
We can go to the audience.
Yeah.
Okay. So anybody have a question? I'll come to you with the mic.
And please say your name and what you do.
Hi, my name is Gussie Miller. I'm a singer-songwriter, producer, and I come from the First AME family. I'm a Brooklyn native. So I had to shout out because I saw the sign and I was like,
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Man. The band started there. I went to Page Temple down the street.
Yeah.
My whole family went to Fame. Wow.
amen to
that's
that.
crazy.
Yeah. So my question was, being that you started in the church, and you know how that can be, because it has its own politics and all that as well. And I remember, like, when Charles May and Joe Westmoreland were still walking the earth, right? You know, and how they would, like, yell at the tenor section, and they would know who could sing. Like, you're not singing your note. So how do you present to the young people that level of excellence without, you know, it seeming like overbearing? So, no, you got to...
I think at the beginning you should be afraid. Like, you know, honestly, yeah, because that's what made us. You know, like, if you playing off tempo, we're all going to look at you. And just that enough made me make sure I was lined up with that tempo. So I appreciate the fear in the beginning a little bit.
Yeah, I was about to say, I am overbearing, dude. Like warning. Like, don't come around me and tell me you want to be successful. Because it's going to be tough on you, bro. Like, oh, my God.
Another question?
OMFG.
I see Derek.
Back here.
How was Beyonce?
All right, I'll tell him all the things he wants to know. She smells good. One time she saw me outside the club and she said, "You want to go in the club, baby?" And I said, yeah, Beyonce. And she grabbed my hand and took me in the club. And that was Beyonce. She don't have to do no shit like that. She could have sent Julius, he's also super cool. And I don't know, hopefully she's not mad that I tell the world this secret about Beyonce, but aside from her being brilliant, Beyonce is like a legit film editor. And that's good. Why I want everybody to know that is just because you should always just think about being able to speak the languages that you need to get your vision out. But literally, you could sit her in front of a film editing bay and she could use the shit herself.
And that's how we know the choreography.
You feel me?
Right.
Nah, for real. Like, she go in there with the shit edited already. You feel me? So that's it.
Hidden talents. Yes, we have a question up here in the front. Don't forget to tell us your name.
Thank you. My name is Willie Calderon. I got it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Since you guys were talking about gangs so much the whole time.
This is about to be a fight? There's 1.5 of them.
Take that down.
So you better watch out what you say next.
That's funny. Listen, I want to talk about the gangs in music, and by gangs I mean the circles and the gatekeepers and the camps. So I'm a percussionist first, and then I'm a producer. So I'm going to talk about my musician side of things. I've done, the gigs with Adam Blackstone, and I've done Kanye's Church a couple times. And but I'm not in their camps, so to speak. These are recommendations from the guys in the camps. So how do you guys get through? How do you guys get around that? Like, everybody has their camps, everybody has the teams, everybody has the thing. How do you get around that?
That's such a good question, man. So check this out. I have over 500 placements, like song releases. And one of them ever was through, like, shopping a song. Literally one. And it was a Japanese bonus hidden track, that one song. So what the fuck was that? But the truth is, man, like, maybe in movies or other entertainment places, there are gatekeepers, but in this shit, they can't stop you. Because I'll tell you something, like, you should be likable, you should be aware of the service component, you should be a good person, all that. But this business doesn't, if you're delivering, they don't care. You could be it's a dude I know right now, he in jail right now, where he belongs. And when he was writing them hits, though, he was in every room he wanted to go in. And so they can't stop you, man. You can't stop the sun from shining. Steve Russell used to say that to us all the time. And that's the truth, man. Like, if you are delivering a product that you're meant to, you know what I mean, then nobody can stop you, man, because I can't even, it would take this whole time for me to explain all the people that tried to stop me from getting here today. And, they probably thought they were gatekeepers too, but that's just an illusion, dude. It's really just like, like, even for instance, I'll try not to make the story long, but long story short, when I started writing, there were a bunch of hackers that were, like, stealing people's music. Not from me, because I'm a hacker too. Ooh, now what? They were stealing people's music, and they ended up stealing my songs from a bunch of different A&Rs, and they put hundreds of my songs on YouTube, right? And so, like, at that time, I was working on Chris Brown's second album, and I didn't know this until I was working on Rihanna's album, that he was going home every night playing my songs off of YouTube, which I didn't know that. I didn't upload them. I didn't ask him to do that. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, just make the best music you can possibly make, and just don't give up, bro. That's it. But they can't stop you.
Great. We've got one more question that we'll take. There we go.
I've been waiting for this question. I have a two-part question.
Name and what you do.
Oh, this is Venus. Hi, I'm a sound engineer, music producer, and work in film and music. And so my question is a two-part question. The world is changing in the music business. I started 25 years ago when it was all analog and everybody needed to get a record deal, and it was a lot of gatekeeping, and you didn't know how to do anything. Now we have schools. We're learning everything, but with AI and, all this new stuff coming out, we have no idea. Everybody feels like they're in limbo. So I wonder what you think, where we're going in the music business, what's the opportunities that are going to open up for the young people. And I want to know what you have in store for yourself, for your projects that is coming up, because we talked about the past and how to get there. So I want to know what's up with you.
All right, what's the first question? 'Cause it was like
AI
three.
and
AI.
The future of music, yeah.
All right, future of music. This is gonna happen. It's gonna be evolution. Shit is gonna change. We just can't be dinosaurs. We gotta be ahead of the game. And at this point, we just gotta see and come together and see how we can make it make sense for the culture, because it's taking away jobs. So if it's taking away jobs, it's also gonna open more doors for more opportunities for people to be real bosses, to where they don't have to be an employee, you know? So either you're a weather reporter or a weather changer. So this is the opportunity to you know, for you to learn everything you can learn of other things and, you know, become a weather changer. Bam.
And then the future, like what you got going next? That was her second question.
We're lit. Like, we're just helping so many people be lit. That's literally, you know, we're doing, working on, we're about to start the Wizard of Oz movie with Kenya Bears. So we've been working on that. Bunch of artists, you know, the normal artist stuff.
Every day, same day at 1500.
I'm on the board of a tech company called Bolts. Just learning so much stuff. And, you know, he's building Mickey Mouses.
Mickey Mouses.
It's just, at this point, it's just about our imagination. Just every day, it's just seeing if, you know, testing our faith.
Love it.
That's it.
Well, on that note, we are going to wrap up and encourage everyone to continue to test your faith. Hey. And thank you all for being here. So another round of applause for James, Fauntleroy, and Larrance Dopson.
Oh, thank you.
A special thank you to the 1500 or Nothin family, so Volume Studios, 1500 Sound Academy. A special thank you to the LA chapter staff, Angela Hanks.
Just don't get my ankles if we taking this picture.
Yeah, Mari, don't get the ankles. Megan Windsor, Luke Savage, Chris Espinoza, Esther Galvez.